Why does the text file get cut when I copy from a PDF or print a document? When I copy from an Adobe Reader PDF file that contains define an operation, I rather see dean an operation. When I paste the text, why is this? How can I remedy this annoying problem? I've also seen this occur in the past when I print a Microsoft Office Word file to my printer.
This sounds like a font issue. The PDF is probably using the OpenType file ligature in the Word define, and the current font of the destination application is missing that glyph. I don't know if there's an easy way to get Acrobat to decompose the ligature on copy. Your problems with printing are probably also font related. Something's probably allowing the printer to substitute the document's font with its own built-in fonts, and the printer's version of the font is also missing that particular glyph. You'd have to tell Windows to always download fonts to the printer to work around this problem. Another possibility when printing, Uniscribe may not be enabled. MSKB 2642020 talks about this and some possible workarounds, namely, to use raw type printing rather than F-type printing. Though the context is slightly different than your specific problem, the cause may be the same and the same workarounds may apply.
The issue here is, as the other answer notes, with ligatures. However, it has nothing at all to do with OpenType. The fundamental problem is that PDFs are a preprint format that concerns itself only little with contents and semantics but instead is geared towards faithfully representing a page as it would be printed. Text is laid out not as text but as runs of glyphs from a font at certain positions. So you get something like place glyph number 72 there, glyph number 101 there, glyph number 108 there. On that level there is fundamentally no notion of text at all. It's just a description how it looks. There are two problems extracting meaning from a bunch of glyphs. The spatial layout. Since PDF already contains specific information where to place each glyph, there is no actual text underlying it as would be normal. Another side effect is that there are no spaces. Sure, if you look at the text there are, but not in the PDF. Why emit a blank glyph when you could just emit none at all? The result is the same, after all. So PDF readers have to carefully piece together the text again, inserting a space whenever they encounter a larger gap between glyphs. PDF renders glyphs, not text. Most of the time the glyphids correspond with Unicode code points or at least ASCII codes in the embedded fonts, which means that you often can get ASCII or Latin 1 text back well enough, depending on who created the PDF in the first place. Some garble everything in the process. But often even PDFs that allow you to get out ASCII text just fine will mangle everything that is not ASCII. Especially horrible with complex scripts such as Arabic, which contain only ligatures and alternate glyphs after the layout stage, which means that Arabic PDFs almost never contain actual text. The second problem is like the one you face. A common culprit here is LaTeX, which utilizes an estimated number of 238,982,375 different fonts, each of which is restricted to 256 glyphs, to achieve its output. Different fonts for normal text, math, uses more than one, etc. make things very difficult, especially as Metafont predates Unicode by almost 2 decades and thus there never was a Unicode mapping. Umlauts are also rendered by a diaresis superimposed on a letter. For example, you get diaresis A instead of a diaresis when copying from a PDF, and of course cannot search for it either. Applications producing PDFs can opt to include the actual text as metadata. If they don't, you are left at the mercy of how the embedded fonts are handled and whether the PDF reader can piece together the original text again. But FI being copied as a blank or not at all is usually a sign of a LaTeX PDF. You should paint Unicode characters on stones and throw them at the producer, hoping they will switch to Xylotext and thus finally arriving in the 1990s of character encodings and font standards.
You can replace most of these broken words with the originals. You can safely replace a word if. Like Dean or Ray, it is not a real word. Like define or firefly, there is one way to re-add ligature sequences, ff, fi, fl, fi, or ffl, and make a real word. Most ligature problems fit these criteria. However, you cannot replace us because it is a real word, even though it might originally have been fluffs. Also affirm, butterfly, fielders, fortifies, flimflam, misfits. Cuss because it could become either cuffs or ficus. Also stiff/stifled, rifle/riffle, flung/fluffing. In this 496,000 word English dictionary, there are 16,055 words that contain at least one ff, fi, fl, fi, or ffl, which turn into 15,879 words when their ligatures are removed. 173 of those missing words collided like cuffs and ficus, and the last 3 are because that dictionary contains the words ff, fi, and fl. 790 of these ligature-removed words are real words, like us, but 15,089 are broken words. 14,960 of the broken words can be safely replaced with the original word, which means 99.1% of the broken words are fixable and 93.2% of the original words that contain a ligature can be recovered after copy-pasting a PDF. 6.8% of words containing ligature sequences are lost to the collisions, cuss, and subwords, us, unless you pick some way, word/document context. To choose the best replacement for each of the words that don't have a guaranteed replacement. Below is my Python script that generated the above statistics. It expects a dictionary text file with one word per line. At the end it writes a CSV file that maps fixable broken words to their original words. Here's a link to download the CSV. This URL. Combine this mapping with something like a regex replacement script in order to replace most of the broken words.
If you are generating this PDF, you could prevent the ligatures being entered in the first place. I generate PDF from Markdown and CSS and include the following so that I can convert my documents to other formats, including Word, without losing FF, FI, FL etc.
What is a waterfall for sentences?